Morning, folks. So I'm going to go off script here and do a little documentary about things that are going on right now. Okay. First off, how do you like this little guy? Huh? Transformer. Looks like a transformer, right? We can tell you where they got the idea for that architectural freak show. Right? They actually have matter that can transform with the use of nanoelectronics. It's real. Just read it in a magazine yesterday. Science magazine. 100 greatest ideas. 100 greatest ideas for the future. So let's talk about the present and the future. Alright? Let's talk about Zion. Zion radicalists. Zion extremists, alright? Here's the truth. Christianity is dying out. And Christianity needs to die out. Okay? We're going to have a little in-depth talk about this. Alright, so the first thing I want to go over is how can you legally carry a weapon, alright? First thing, with all the terrorist activity going on in the world, why aren't you carrying a weapon? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense at all? Why aren't you carrying a weapon? So you can legally go and get a CO2 BB pistol, whether you are a felon or not, even if you are on parole and probation. You take the magazine out, you make sure it is completely loaded to maximum capacity. You keep the magazine in your pocket. You put the gun in a miniaturized bag. You place the weapon with the expended magazine in the bag. Lock it up. You put a miniature lock on your miniature bag with your gun in the bag. This is now a prop. You have the magazine separated from the weapon. This weapon is now a prop. If you get busted by the police and you are not trespassing on federal property or you are not in a transit district area, you can take this to trial. Do not accept any kind of DEA plea bargain whatsoever. Right, this weapon is now a prop. You are legally allowed to carry a knife as long as it is no bigger than your hand and it is visible on the outside of your body. Alright, you are allowed to protect yourself from fanatical terrorists, whether they run your country secretly, deceptively, or not. Let's talk about chemicals. Let's talk about Navy Chem Code, alright? Let's talk about the chemicals that are in your food and drinks. I have literally witnessed my Gatorade bottle at my mini-mart, my local mini-mart, a small town. It's just outside of Salem, Oregon, the capital of Salem, Oregon. I witnessed the Gatorade bottle, the nutrition list, literally changed on my Gatorade bottle overnight, meaning that the distribution of this Gatorade bottle was coming locally, right? Not some sort of a giant factory. This was being made locally, right? It had chemicals, I noticed, in the nutrition list that were in Mountain Dew, right? My Gatorade was overly addicting tasting. Yes, this is a real story. This is real Navy Chem Code. This is classified information, all right? You need to be aware of what they're putting in your food and drinks. These temple markings are everywhere. You need to be watching out for these temple markings. You need to start keeping an eye on people and what they're doing around you. Alright? Because they're probably extremely deceptive. There's probably a lot of them. I want to talk about architecture. Right? Architecture and numerology within the architecture. Alright? They're using these in churches and around the city. Black Ops 2. Transit Green Run. Let's talk about Green Run. Green Run. The green energy source. This is used to sexually hypnotize you, alright? It's even on Starbucks cups. The coloring for Starbucks is green. Most people in the prison lobby or the police District of Knowledge know about this classified deception with the DEA that drive around with the use of Delta oil all day. These people driving around all day, they're not going to work, they're not going to school, and they're not going shopping. They're driving around enforcing a military grid with the funding from Delta Oil, Enron, DEA Oil, Islamic India funding. Okay, so back to the architecture, right? It's used to hypnotize you, make you sexually refrain from perving out. Now, the human mind can only take so much of this before it creates some sort of an action, right? This is going to make you have some sort of a reaction, a sexual reaction after so many times. And if you refrain too long, you can actually be hypnotized into being sterile or giving yourself some sort of bodily cancer that is not good for you. All right, you can put yourself into a deadly depressive state, or you can turn homosexual. All right, that's what the purpose of this transcending transgender purpose is, to turn you into a homosexual, right? So they can rush behind you and save their nasty Zionist homosexual pedophilia Christianity. All right, this stuff is everywhere. Got a temple marking just right up there. There's one around the corner over here too. I'll show it to you right now. We'll continue having a little discussion about this. So Zion, Christianity, radicalism. All right, so I've exposed what they do with the food and chemicals. Okay, they're using NAVY chem code. All right, there's a specific chemical structure that ties in with the people driving around with the use of Delta oil, DEA oil, to enforce this military grid, Zionist, Islamic, Judeo deception. Right, through the use of DEA electronic militarized equipment inside of these buildings. Right, they make a specific oral noise, okay, audio. It's hypnotizing. The lights, fluorescent, T8 and T10, they blink at a thousandth of a second, right? This is to hypnotize you, all right? They actually say right, get you right on some of these electronics, meaning get you right into homosexuality. The right, get you into homosexuality. Transcend. So that's it for today.